Hi, welcome back to the Incept.com. This is part 4 of our Gatecrash review.
Yep.
Adam.
James. Let's do Orzhov and Boros this time.
I'm very excited. Good
Yes.
cards. Good cards in here.
I always like the color combination of Orzhov.
Yeah, a lot of deep stuff. I like the life-death combination.
Yeah.
It leads to some cool cards.
Very, very rare.
Yeah.
Combination.
It's not a general thing like usually white and black don't play,
Yeah, not much support.
No. So, Alms Beast is the first guy.
I actually kind of like this guy.
Yeah, he's a really aggressive guy.
Yeah, another one of the 4-mana 6/6s
Yeah.
that we've been lately getting.
And his downside is, it almost seems irrelevant against him. You're going to be getting some life because they're going to be blocking, but because they don't want to take 6.
Just play more removal.
Yeah, I mean, this guy seems all upside to me.
Yeah, he seems pretty easy to push through. Seems very good against aggressive strategies.
Yeah,
They almost need you blocking, and if at that point you're winning. Yeah, I like this guy a lot, quite a bit. I'm actually playing him in my deck.
Wow. An aggressive creature? I didn't know you knew how to play those.
It'd be strictly for brick walling purposes.
Don't kill me, bro. Yeah, so I think it's cool. I hope we see his play because I think it's a cool idea. I actually like the alternate art better than the regular art, but
sure,
it's cool.
Next up, we have Cartel Aristocrat. That's another sack outlet. Too restrictive, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you can grant, pro of any color. It seems okay, but
difficult to cast. Cannot sack itself.
Oh yeah, didn't notice that.
Cannot sack itself. Yep.
Yeah, the other sack outlets that we've had in the past, like Nantuko Shade and Nantuko Husk.
The one that's Bloodthorn Vampire is legal.
Yeah, Bloodthorn Vampire, which is a 1 mana cheaper Husk variant.
Yeah, they can all eat themselves.
They can all eat themselves.
It's really weird.
They have the cool bonus of being a very aggressive creature where you can actually get in there, stack a bunch of dudes to it, and kind of cool. Yeah, so I don't really see this going anywhere.
Yeah, to me it's like a really poor sack outlet.
Yeah, and if it was because it's such a narrow card, you'd think they would have given it something else.
Yeah,
maybe just some death touch or something.
If it could give the effect to other creatures, because it only gives it herself protection from call of your choice.
Right.
If you could do that to any one of your creatures, I can see this being almost playable.
Yeah.
But just the way it is right now, no.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you had death touch, think of the scenario where you can start attacking with her, and if they block, you can give it protection from the color of that creature, and you kill that creature.
Yeah. Just be a really bad blocks for you.
Right.
No matter which way you try to go about it.
Yeah. But as it is, it's just a bear with this tacked on ability, which doesn't feel good.
Extremely mediocre.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Another card that I know James is really low on. Not a big fan. He's already telling people to not play this card.
Yeah. Death Pact Angel. No, I'm not on board with this.
Yeah, I know you hate this card. I like the concept. We've had this kind of card before. I do like the whole this aside where they're going back to Ravnica block and making newer versions of cards that we had then.
Okay. Yeah, this does not come up to.
No, the vampire. Yeah, that would.
No, the other angel. That was exact same colors.
Oh yeah.
Angel of Player and Legacy Reanimator. Wow.
I don't know. You have the deck, not me.
Yeah, it's when she comes into play, you destroy a permanent.
Oh, that's what she's a variant of?
It's
talking about Angel of Despair.
Yes, Angel of Despair. I think, because you said it's an homage back to old Ravnica. I'm pretty sure they're both 6 mana, and she's black-white, and an angel.
Yeah, you're right.
I think she's a 4/4, though.
Yeah, no, because the guy I'm thinking of, I think, is from Time Spiral Block. He's a vampire that can turn into a bat, and then back to a vampire.
Oh, I have no idea.
Anyways, yeah, the concept's cool.
I like the idea of being prone to removal, but she makes a 1/1 that's totally defenseless.
Totally defenseless.
In every way. And I feel like the bringing her back should be cheaper than playing her.
Yeah, you do the initial investment investment
Right.
of casting her, like, and then you start doing the switch. Like, it seems like it should be easier. I agree.
This card is completely 100% overshadowed by Obsidet, and there's never a single reason where if you're playing a black-white deck that can cast a card of this casting cost, that you should be playing this over Obsidet. There's like literally no strategy.
Yeah, I 100% agree there. They even have the exact same power toughness. Like, it's...
Yeah.
So
she flies. That's the only thing she's got.
So next up we have Executioner's Swing. I like the concept of this, like, you know, swinging axe, like the mana cost of white-black. I just don't like removal that you have to, like, get hit by first, and then you can kill it.
You don't have to.
Yeah, the creature has to deal damage.
Yeah, just deal damage.
Yeah. So if you don't have a blocker, you're going to take the damage.
Right, or if you chump block.
Well, yeah. You're saying, if you have a chump blocker, fine. But
yeah, like, I think this is very, very good limited removal.
Oh, and limited, very, very good.
I would highly pick this.
Limited, very good. But I feel like I was having this, like, this picture of playing Mortify again from Guild Pack. You know, one white, one black, you know, one colorless.
Yeah.
Destroy target creature. And I felt like they were going to have it in white-black. Like, just felt like they needed a good, just, like, plain removal spell, and they just didn't deliver.
I really feel like this could have been Dismember for one more black.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally playable, totally acceptable. I guess then you're having to talk about murder.
Yeah, like...
And it fights with murder. Yeah,
and I don't know if they're trying to force us to play murder. Like, they're like, totally avoiding playing a good removal spell, so now, like, murder is... in discussion at this point because we're not getting it.
I've been considering it.
I know. So, yeah, good and limited. It's unfortunate. It's not great and constructed.
Too conditional.
So next up, High Priest of Penance.
People really like this guy. I'm not one of them.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of destroying permanents.
Oh yeah.
You know, like. Maelstrom Pulse and Abrupt Decay and, you know, the original Vindicate are some of my favorite cards just because they're a card that you can have in your deck that just solves any problem you're in. And anytime you see destroy target permanent, it's exciting, but you have to do like a lot of work, and then it's such a fragile creature that like you have to do damage to it, so it's going to die, so then you got to like do some kind of like repeatable, like bring it back. It's just like this big loop of like, bang. To like play with this guy.
By the time you manage to get this thing to die, which just seems like so backwards to me from the get-go, like it's going to be the board state's going to be very developed, and you might hit a good thing, but chances are you're probably not going to get anything that's really that relevant.
Yeah. So
for you to be playing a 2-mana 1/1 in your deck. Yeah,
I just don't see it going anywhere.
Nope. Next up is Kingpin's Pet, and this guy I do like.
Yeah, I like him a lot actually. He is perfect for the extort deck. He's actually like one of the most aggressive guys they have. You know, reasonably costed, fits in the curve nicely. Oh yeah, I got it all upside for this guy.
Yes, very, very playable and limited.
And he's at common, so you can probably double up on this guy.
Yes, I like this guy a lot as a common.
Yeah, pretty excited about him. He's a pretty high pick too, in my opinion. Like he's not first, but he's pretty close.
No, yeah, but there's like so many extort cards. Like I feel like if you see one or two good ones in the first pack, like you can move into that.
Yeah,
like, if you really want to,
definitely. Yeah, and there's enough where you can probably share with somebody. Like there's so much going around, you know. Yeah. So next up we have a card that I know a lot of people are low on, but you're actually kind of high on this card.
Yes, Merciless Eviction. I think this card's really good, and I don't know why people don't like it. I personally think they're a little crazy. Terminus is extremely playable.
Yes, in 100%.
Current standard format. And I know it's because of Miracle Trigger, but I have a hard cast many a Terminus.
All the time.
All the time. And people don't like this because of the mana cost. This is arguably easier to cast because it's black-white and not white-white. So it's much more splashable.
Yep.
And if you can't cast a Terminus and like vis-a-vis cast this card as well, build your deck better. Like you just need to be able to get to that point. And if you're playing cards like Sweepers, then you're obviously playing a control-ish strategy.
Right.
Something that's meant to go late.
It's all about buying time. So
your deck should be designed to buy enough time to play a 6-mana Sweeper.
Which then this gives you almost like a true like pseudo Vindicate on steroids because now you can kill anything you want. Anything, you know, like any problematic permanent.
People complaints people have is like, well, if you die on turn 4 all the time, how am I going to play a 6-mana sweeper? Stop dying on turn 4. And that doesn't mean there's a problem with the sweeper. That means there's a problem with the card supporting your sweeper. You need more early game removal. Play more removal spells so you don't die on turn 4.
Yeah, you can't just play sweepers in your control deck. There's spot removal for a reason.
Yes, you need to play spot removal. And as long as you build your deck well to cast Merciless Eviction, I think it's much better than Terminus. Terminus, to me, is better than Supreme Verdict because it doesn't kill things. Like, killing things is, like, so old-fashioned these days.
Yeah, there's so many things that, like, you know, we're in a standard format where reanimation is a real strategy. So, like, putting stuff in your graveyard is, like, almost a liability.
Yeah, like, it doesn't do enough these days.
Like, I played Reanimator, like, when Ravnica first came out, and, like, that was a deck, and I loved the deck, except when I played against an opponent with Terminus. It was, like, just so backbreaking to get Terminus and Reanimator. It's like, you did all this work, like, put all the stuff in your graveyard, and then you reanimate, and they're like, oh, Terminus.
It's like a super time long.
And you're like, oh, God, it's brutal. So this is just more of that effect.
Right.
And more flexible.
It's slightly better than Terminus because you don't put them back in their deck. So, like, they can't Farseek them shuffle up again.
Right.
And this hits other things.
Yeah.
Yes, artifacts aren't super relevant in the current standard format, but Planeswalkers are. And enchantments potentially may be.
Yeah.
Like, this is a card with options. You lose your ability to Miracle it, but you should definitely be able to cast it if you build your deck right, and then you have options. Options for you are always good. So people being down on this card makes no sense to me. You should be on board with this card, and it's meant for a specific strategy. Build your deck for the strategy, and it will do great for you.
I agree. I think it's a pretty sweet card. Anytime you have a sweeper that has additional things you can do, I don't see how it's not playable, honestly. I mean, they didn't cast it out of this world. Like, they cast it appropriately. I mean, it's exile all of 3 different types. Like, they can't make that 4 mana. Like, you're crazy if you think that has to be 4 mana.
Even for 5 mana, I think it'd be too good.
Yeah, like, it's pretty scary. Like, that's pretty scary effect.
To do what this does and, like, interact with Planeswalkers, which is a pretty...
they've never done up until Dreadbore.
Yeah, it's pretty limited effect. It's 6 mana. This is a 6 mana card.
Yeah, 100%.
Plain and simple.
The nice thing is everybody hates it, so it's going to be like uber cheap to buy.
Right? Like, I'll be happy with it.
So, next up, one of the, I guess, most excited cards. Almost
the complete opposite of Merciless Eviction.
Right, yeah. Everybody knows this card's good.
Opposite that.
Yeah, opposite that, Ghost Council.
Yes, people have been play testing with this recently, playing with it, because there was a little bit of skepticism, being the casting costs, being so committed to these colors.
Right.
And it's been proven. This card is good.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you just break it down, like, basically, just go, like, 5 mana for 5/5. Already, that's really strong. 5 mana, 5/5.
Yeah, like, that's
a great start.
It's breaking even. It's good. Good place to be.
Okay, so then you get a drain for 2 effect immediately.
Yes.
Right away.
Yes.
And then you get the crazy clause of, like, never being able to be killed by sorcery speed.
Never. And, like, even most of the instant speeds can't do it either.
Yeah.
Like, you need to murder this thing.
Yeah, you have to play murder.
Or Miracle of Terminus on their turn.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's just monstrous. Like, he's not a 5/5. He's a 7/5 that you gain 2 life every turn. Like,
yeah.
This guy is good. He races crazy well.
Yeah, he is.
And he pulls you out of lots of, like, poor situations. Like, being a 5/5. He doesn't have flying, so he doesn't get tapped by stupid Hellkite.
Nope.
So you do need to go through the ground, but this card's good.
Yeah, and the nice thing is, like, you're in colors that have solid removal, too, so you can get rid of those blockers because, like, okay, he doesn't have any kind of evasion, so he can possibly be traded for, even maybe, like, 2, like, double blocked.
Yeah.
But you're in nice colors for removal, so you can always have that in your favor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't see how he's not going to see play. I think he's going to see a ton of play. I'm just not sure what the deck is going to look like surrounding him.
Actually, kind of like this with an Unburial Rites deck.
Okay.
Because then it's, like, completely impossible to get rid of the stupid thing, right?
Okay.
Even if they go find some way to kill it on your turn, like, you just bring it back. Like, it's insane to deal with this guy. You need to, I don't know, exile it or something.
Yeah.
But, like, this guy's really, really hard to deal with and very, very good.
Yeah, he's a great card, and it's one of those cards that is going to be good. It's not a card that is hard to evaluate. He's not a sleeper at all. He's coming out strong.
Yeah, this was made as a staple.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Next up, we have 1,000 Lashes. So this is the new Pillarly the Sleepless.
Yes.
One more mana.
Yep.
But we gain the Arrest effect.
Yeah, they discussed this in the article where they talked about this card
Okay.
on the mothership.
Okay.
They said we wanted to just strictly repeat Pillar of the Sleepless, but they felt like it wasn't nearly as good as it was back then. So they wanted to like literally add Arrest to it for one more mana.
Okay.
Which to me seems fine.
Yeah, I think honestly they could have kept it Arrest, like kept it 3, but added Arrest, and I don't think it would have been broken.
Really?
Because I mean, Arrest is already 3.
Yeah, but I mean, this also like just eats their life total too.
Yeah, but it's like arguably harder to cast because now you have to spend 2 colors instead of 1.
You commit to 2 colors.
Right. So like you're keeping the same mana cost but making it more difficult. So that effect is worth a bonus of the drain, in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't think you need the 4 mana. I think honestly that they made it 4 mana now makes it unplayable.
In limited.
In limited, oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, no. I've pretty much scrubbed this from the constructed table.
Like I felt like if it was 3, like I might consider it in 3.
Yeah, I can consider that.
You know,
more narrow Oblivion Ring.
Right. Yeah, more narrow Oblivion Ring, but it's almost like in like a nice control strategy where you can set the tempo.
Right.
It gives you like this like alternate win condition where you can get like this just drain effect, maybe an Obsidat going. You know,
I would definitely consider it.
So,
otherwise, in limited, it's
awesome. Yeah,
very good.
And the Arrest effect, the activated abilities can't be activated, is actually really relevant.
Yes.
Because of the guild mages, there's plenty of guys that do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
you value guys that do stuff very highly.
Yeah. So Orzhov Charm. How do we feel about this charm compared to the other ones?
This is a charm that's going to get better with time.
Okay.
But as of right now, I'm not 100% on it. But it's not bad.
I think it's probably within Gatecrash. It's probably my 2nd or 3rd favorite.
Okay.
Boros is obviously number 1. Like,
we'll get to Boros charm. To me, this feels like it's like Gruul Charm syndrome, where it's got modes that do nothing.
Yeah, I agree. The first one being specifically like with the auras thing.
Yeah,
that feels very weird to me.
Yeah, the auras is like almost really, really irrelevant because it's a black card as much as it is a white card, and you never like play auras with black. It's like, what are you splashing for this in your like aura deck?
In your hexproof aura deck? Yeah.
Where you guys probably like are monsters or unblockable, so like you don't need to get a guy out of the way, so that effect isn't even that great.
Right.
Like, yeah, like the self unsummon is pretty lacking, and in terms of standard, the return to cost one or less is very not that great.
Yeah, in standard, this spell basically says black-white, destroy target creature.
Yeah, it's Vendetta.
Yeah,
it's just black-white Vendetta.
That really is what it sees play. And honestly, I think that is good enough. Just because the spell removal is like pretty lame.
It remains to be seen. Yeah, the spell removal is like really lame, but I'm still not crazy about playing a Vendetta effect in an aggressive format.
Yeah, it's pretty risky.
Yeah, but especially with like Undying still in the format.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from. But sometimes removal is removal, and
if you have to play it,
I'd rather kill the Hellrider and take 3 than let the Hellrider attack me and take 7.
Yeah, that's a different situation. I would definitely Orzhov Charm a Hellrider, but I wouldn't be crazy about Orzhov charming a Thundermetal guy.
I still would be okay with it because at least it's off the table.
Yeah, you're still losing 5. But he's still killing all your flyers if you have any, or tapping them.
Right.
He's still letting the rest of his team get in. It still can't kill any hexproof guys.
Yeah, but that's an inherent problem with spell removal, though.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it could be tested in standard. I think it might be playable enough in modern, like Fringy. Apparently, Soul Sisters likes this card.
Yeah, I could see that in Soul Sisters. Although I don't think Soul Sisters is a deck, but people can still play it.
Yeah, the charm's pretty fringe.
Yeah. So next up,
Purge the Profane. Mind Rot variant.
Yeah.
Not crazy about it.
It's all right.
It's like reverse blinding, kind of.
Yeah, but a mana extra.
And a life less.
Right. Yeah, I feel like they could have kept us at 3 for Mind Rot purposes.
It's still
I did lose this card twice actually in the pre-release, so like I'm a little like negative about the card. I don't think it's a great card. It was played on me at like the ideal situation where I always had more than two, so I had my choice. But it was like the scenario where I can't discard any of these or I'm going to lose the game. Mm-hmm. It was like I have two of my like late game bombs and like two removal spells.
Yeah, I mean to play devil's advocate, I do kind of appreciate this a little bit more in limited.
Yeah.
Because Mind Rot's like.
Mind Rot's always been like borderline playable in limited.
Yeah, but it's more like sideboardish.
Yeah.
And this is like almost a strictly better Mind Rot.
Yeah, I agree. It's just I don't think it's a card that should be in your deck most of the time.
Right, I agree.
It should be in your limited sideboard, and you bring it in against decks that are slower.
Yeah, slower decks for sure.
So, next up we have Treasury Thrall. One of the bigger extort guys.
Yes, feels a little like backwards to me, kind of.
Yeah, this is I actually like more of the weenie and like blocky guys.
I like weenie extort guys
better, than this guy. Because you're paying 6 mana, so you want you would think maybe like a 4/5 or a 4/6,
Yeah, 4/4 doesn't feel black or white to me.
Yeah, that's like a green. That's like a green thing.
Like a 4/4. I would definitely say like a 3/5.
Yeah.
Or like a 5/3. Like more black or white, like go either direction.
Yeah, it is weird for black and white to have such a balanced guy.
Yeah, and like this is a fixed Sun Titan too. Like it gets anything from your graveyard, but it goes to your hand and not when it comes into play.
Yeah, right, yeah. And then when you compare it to Sun Titan, it looks pretty laughable, honestly.
Extremely.
You're paying the same mana cost, which is arguably harder to cost, and you're getting like way worse.
For a worse guy with a worse effect.
So like they're really valuing extort that high, I guess. But
I guess
I think they just realized like the Titans were like a little too powerful.
Yeah, if extort becomes a constructed thing, this guy would not be involved.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Plain and simple.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Next up,
we have Viscopa Confessor.
Another extort guy. Not a big fan of this one either. Just because of the mana cost, it's pretty high.
I like the effect.
3.
I like the effect.
The effect is good.
I'm okay with the body because it's an extort card. Like this feels way more like Orzhov than the Treasury Thrall does.
Yep.
But it's just way too expensive.
Yeah, it really is. And you're playing this card because you want that effect of like a Thoughtseize kind of effect. But you have to pay 5 mana. And, say their hand size is 4, and that's being, middle of the pack. So you're going to pay 5 mana, 4 life, and get a 1/3 for a Thoughtseize? Like, no thanks.
Yeah, no. I think this guy needed to be much cheaper to warrant the ability.
Yeah, I don't understand the trade-off there of, like, let's make his mana cost high because he has this Thoughtseize ability, but also still make you pay life. So I don't understand how you do that because we already said like okay, Thoughtseize is 1 black mana and 2 life for any card. So you're telling me that mana cost of white 3 is worth that card? Like no,
it's definitely not. It's upsetting because I've been really impressed with Orzhov, and this is like by far one of the worst cards. So
Next up, we have Viscopa Guildmage, the combo card.
Combo!
Yeah, so combo is back in standard. To be seen if it's actually any good.
For those of you who don't know, it's Exquisite Blood.
Yeah, Exquisite Blood enchantment. You actually stopped me from like ditching these the other day because I was like not even aware of the combo.
You didn't have to listen to me, but if the card goes up like another $1,
I'll be like, cool, whatever.
It'll be up $3 more. Like. To me, that feels like that you'd be easy to get rid of those too.
Oh yeah,
people will play this. It takes too much to do the combo. Personally, I feel
it's mana intensive.
Very mana intensive.
And most of the time you're gonna have to actually like play the enchantment out, wait a turn,
right? Then have a third piece to do any kind of damage to them to trigger the endless loop.
I mean, granted, like she can attack for the damage, but most likely she's not going to.
At that point in time, she's going to have some kind of like blocker or creature.
Yeah.
It is an instant kill combo, but it's way too slow. I guess you might be able to play it in a slow Orzhov control-ish deck.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I know some brews need to be made and tested to see if it actually gets anywhere, but I think it's going to be way too slow.
You know, one thing actually that could be interesting is like, what if this combo is like relegated to the sideboard of decks that could play it?
Okay.
And like it's almost like a control answer.
Maybe.
You know, like if you're not ready for it.
Maybe.
Granted, I mean, if you're in the control matchup, they still are going to have good ways to deal with your creature very easily.
Yeah, and they're almost always bringing enchantment hate because they know you're bringing your own enchantment hate or your own enchantments. And
they're probably running some number of detention spheres anyways.
Right, yeah. It's tough to get this to go off, but, I mean, it does kill, like, instantly, so...
Yeah, it's tough to rule out an instant kill combo, especially in Standard, because we haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I agree, I don't think it's there, but you never know. You never know.
You never know.
You know, also we don't know what Dragon's Maze has that could potentially like make it better as well.
Yeah.
Next up we have Beckon Apparition.
I kind of like this niche sideboard card.
It doesn't do enough for me.
I mean,
it's only one card.
It's cremate.
Yeah,
except that you got a dude.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen this like almost exact card before where you get a spirit off of a cremate effect.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, you know, you can go crazy and think like, yeah, it totally negates a reanimation strategy when they go to Unburial Rites. But
there's better.
There's already plenty of stuff that does that anyways. So
yeah, there's cremate and purify the grave currently,
and Tormod's Script.
All of those are about equal with Beckon Apparition, but I might say purify is slightly better, and they're all going to see the same amount of play, which is almost none.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Also would avoid this unlimited too. 1/1 flyer is not going to be big enough to be relevant.
Yeah. I mean, and don't forget, like, Deathrite Shaman is still a card, so if you can play that card, you might as well play that card, because at least you get a more versatile card.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to try to, like, negate a reanimation strategy or a graveyard interaction strategy. So.
Next up, we have Gift of Orzhov.
Yeah, another enchantment.
Another enchantment. I like the artwork on this quite a bit.
Yeah, this is very, very pretty. This is one of the enchantments that I am pretty satisfied with.
Okay.
It is a little, you know, it's 3 mana, but I do like the flexibility of the hybrid. So I can play it in, you know, white deck or black deck or white-black deck.
Yeah.
And I feel like the effect is pretty strong, I feel like, you know, ++1 flying lifelink.
I agree. I think this is very limited playable.
Yeah, very limited playable. It's not a constructed card. But that will win you a race by itself.
All these enchantments are very like risk versus reward.
Yeah.
And I think taking the risk on this card is worth the reward.
Yes. Yes.
It's essentially like almost +2/+2 because lifelink is usually an X point swing.
Yep.
So like this card can be pretty strong when you put on the right thing.
Yeah, I agree. Again, with all the enchantments, you know, easy to get blown out, but this one, like James said, is I think worth the risk. So.
Yep. And lastly, we have Immortal Servitude. Card's a bit of a people like this card.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Debtor's Knell, kind of.
A one-time Debtor's Knell.
Yeah.
For you know everything of X mana cost.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's a very powerful effect. Like it's a build around me card.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
It's not a card you're going to have in your traditional reanimation strategy because, you know, those you're generally reanimating huge creatures.
Right, which you're never going to afford.
You're not going to be able to afford this. So it's almost like this. It's like they're trying to do a new reanimation strategy with like a weenie-based one or a mid-range.
I like this in response to Supreme Verdict. In a Supreme Verdict metagame, I would play Immortal Servitude in my like white weenie humans deck or my X humans deck because you can play this for triple white and that's very playable like Boros.
Yeah.
You know, like you can respond to a verdict or like return all your stuff. And, like there's plenty of like solid 1-drops and 2-drops and 3-drops to make everything on curve.
Yeah.
The other thing is like isn't really happy with when you curve out. It's not very crazy, but when you curve out because then everything's like all over the place and you're gonna get like 1 or 2 things back.
Right.
I do wonder if it has any zombie applications. Like those like nut draws are like 1-drop, 1-drop, 1-drop.
Yeah.
And if people stabilize, bring them all back. Like
right. Yeah, but don't forget like Gravecrawler brings himself back.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I'm not too high on this card honestly. Like I don't feel like you might as well just play on barrel rights and keep playing on barrel rights. It's just a better card.
I agree.
If it was like a X or less effect,
that might be too good, actually.
I think that would be pretty sweet.
It would be pretty sweet.
I mean, it'd still be pretty expensive. Like if you were to do X is 3, it's still 6 mana, and you get 3 and less.
Okay, all right. Yeah, the card's very niche. Probably very EDH friendly.
I almost feel like this is like a combo card, like where you can set up this combo of like a creature-based combo.
Okay.
Where you are very specific on mana costs. Like obviously you can't play it in like a pod deck, but like a pod deck where you're keying on certain creatures to assemble. Maybe like in a Staticaster deck.
Maybe, but I mean,
it's pretty hard to cast in that deck.
I feel like Angel of Glory's Rise.
Yeah, that just does a better job. Yeah, right. I don't know. It's a card to watch. It's a powerful effect, but I don't see it have a home right now.
Nope, neither do I.
So that wraps up Orzhov.
Yep.
Let's head over to Boros.
Starting with Assemble the Legion. I was watching the GP.
When they spoiled
this.
Yeah.
They were having like a big, lengthy discussion about like, this would be like a nice control finisher, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I wasn't agreeing with anything they were saying. Like, Sealed Bomb, for sure.
Sealed Bomb, I don't see how you can almost even lose when you have this card in play in Sealed. But, yeah, it's a tough card for Standard to support right now. I mean, we've seen plenty of cards like this, but they've been way cheaper. I mean, Bitter Blossom, being the best one.
Being a Boros card, you could be very aggressive, but this is not aggressive at all.
Yeah, this feels like a Naya card to me. Like if you have some mana guys, you can cut the cost down by playing mana guys.
Some mid-range deck.
You can play this on turn 3 instead.
Definitely this on turn 3 is like pretty good.
Then it seems pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's like the only application I've seen right now. The only other thing I could consider playing this is maybe in like a sideboard slot as another control hoser.
Okay.
Just to give you a permanent source of damage.
Like another Garrica.
Yeah,
Primal Hunter?
Exactly. Almost like a Primal Hunter effect where it gets answered by Attention Sphere, so you'll, whatever. But if it's left unanswered, you're just going to win the game. And it's harder to answer than your creatures, which, your deck generally is mainly creatures. So it gives a wrench, I think, to consider. I generally like effects like this because it's free after the first turn. It's like almost like a down payment program. Like you get no value turn 1, then you get some value the next turn, and then it gets exponential.
Yeah.
So it's almost like like a savings account kind of thing. Like you pay down now, and then you get some stuff back later. But I don't know if that is worth it right now.
I feel like we've been spoiled in Standard, where if I play a 5-drop that does nothing when it comes into play.
Yeah, that's usually the bar of like playable, unplayable.
Yeah. You generally don't play those kinds of cards.
But I want this card to be good. We'll see if it is or not. As of right now, I don't think it is, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Next up, we have Aurelia herself, the War Leader. I like this card. I think it's pretty strong.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think I'm as high as some other people on it. I've seen some people actually already put this in some Naya decks, stuff like this as like a one-of.
Yeah, it's weird considering this is the Boros Guild Leader. I don't feel like this is a aggressive card at all.
Yeah,
This does not go into like a fast aggro deck.
No.
Which was what I was on the impression that Boros was supposed to be. To me, this is definitely a mid-range card, or maybe a reanimation target.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't feel like I'm going to be playing this with Boros cards. I'm playing this with green cards.
Yeah, I agree. You're trying to get this down a turn or two earlier, and then she becomes that much better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very powerful effect. Double combat is pretty gross.
Yeah, and I mean, she looks pretty small like a 3/4, but she's like doing 6 damage.
Yes.
When you play her.
And she has haste, so she's doing it that turn.
Right. So you get a lot of bang for your buck with her.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. And she's got vigilance. The only thing is like the vigilance is kind of lackluster because when you're defending, she's a 3/4.
Right.
And she's pretty small for 6-mana 3/4.
Right.
So she's very all in. Like I'm going to the gun here, attacking, probably not blocking.
Yeah. Yeah. As of right now, I'd still just play Thunder My Hellkite, in my opinion.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see on this way.
Yep.
I also don't like, like where Thunder My Hellkite, I can double up if I want to. Where she's legendary, so you can't double up.
Yeah, well, she lets all your other creatures double up too. Like, there's another combat phase, you can tap out everything.
Yeah, no doubt. She's crazy, but...
And I actually kind of like that, because if you do play her in a Naya strategy, where you have lots of mana dorks, you can untap your mana dorks, and suddenly you can play like a Loxodon Smiter or something after combat.
That's true.
Like, you get a lot of mana back.
That's true.
If you're untapping like an Arborelf, like, you're getting like all sorts of weird colors back. Potentially.
Yeah, and even actually those 1 point of damage actually might be relevant at that point.
Yeah, sometimes you can just push with the dorks.
Yeah, it might actually be worth it. So yeah, maybe she's worth a slot. I don't know.
It's definitely worth testing. Like if anybody's on the fence about it, I would say put it in, try it out, and then make decisions from there on out.
Okay, sounds good. So next up we have her Fury, Aurelia's Fury.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to blow you out with this card.
This card is as bonkers as it sounds.
I can't wait to cast this on your upkeep. It's
gonna
be really sweet.
I'm probably going to lose to this quite a bit.
Like, oh, that's a nice Terminus I know you have in hand.
Miracle Trigger? Nope.
See you later.
Gotcha. Yeah, this card is really good.
Yeah,
really good.
It's almost like too good. I think those kind of decks were already really good anyways. I mean, we saw, like, recently that the Naya decks were really doing quite well.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, this is, like, just gives it something really bonkers to do. Like, it just closes the door.
Yeah. I know how I was comparing Clan Defiance to Bonfire.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that again now, and I think this is 100% better than Bonfire.
Okay. I still like Bonfire, but this is much closer to me than Clan Defiance. Clan Defiance is, like, way below these two, being Bonfire and Aurelia's Fury. Like, I'm not sure which one's going to be in my deck right now. I still want both, almost.
Like Aurelia's Fury is just so many, you have so many options, you can do so many, like, weird, crazy stuff.
Yeah, the fact that you can divide any way is my favorite thing about
Between
this.
any targets.
Yeah, that's my complaint with, what's the other one called again? The Gruul one?
Clan Defiance.
My problem with Clan Defiance is you can't divide it anyway.
Yeah, and it's like 3 picked targets.
Yeah, you get like 3 things, and sometimes you can't do all 3.
Yeah, and they're a little situation, like one has to be like a flyer.
One has to be a flyer, one has to be a non-flyer,
one has to be a face.
But this is like 100% versatility all the time, no restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bonus of if you want to just like one everything and just tap them down.
Yeah,
strike.
Or a 3-mana time walk.
Yeah.
Against this card is bananas against a Supreme Verdict deck. Like, oh, you can have 4 mana next turn, upkeep, Fury you for 1.
Yeah.
Take my turn again.
Yeah.
Next.
Thank you.
This card's good.
Yeah, I'm very excited to cast this card. It definitely feels like a mythic. We've seen mythics in the past and even in the set where they don't feel like mythics.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like a mythic.
Yes, this is 100%.
This is a spell that kicks you in the face. Like it's just like
completely.
It's just backbreaking.
I
don't know if it will be as backbreaking as like Miracle Bonfire, just because it's like Miracle Bonfire has like that luck factor where this is you can do it because you have it.
Right.
But it will feel that way in my opinion.
It just does so much more.
When you do it, it'll just be like, yeah, all right, yeah, I can't do anything, go.
Yeah, and like you can just like ping everything for 1 and tap it too.
Yeah, that is my favorite part about this.
You don't have to kill anything.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about this is like it's really awesome against Thragtusk because now it's like you don't kill their Thragtusk, you just ping their Thragtusk
and then swing for 7.
Get it to tap down and then swing with your own Thragtusk.
Yeah. Pretty gross.
So yeah, it's pretty sweet. The only issue is like now you're gonna have like Aurelia's Fury fights. Because now like I'm gonna try to upkeep you, and then you're gonna like respond and like Yeah,
you know who wins those fights? Frontline Medic.
Yeah, Frontline Medic is possibly gonna save the day there.
He's gonna break those mirrors pretty good.
So yeah, cool card. Another card that everybody knows is good right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an expensive card. It just feels like it's gonna be a $30 card.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Followed right up by the best card in the set.
Boros Charm. Keeping the good ones coming.
So, yeah, I was, like, really, like, sad about Gatecrash. And still, generally, like, I'm okay with the set. I'm not in love with the set. But I was, like, really low in the set. I'm like, oh, God, you know, like, Ravnica's awesome, but this
Primordials.
Yeah, it's just, it was so disappointing. And then the day they spoiled Boros Charm, I was like, yep, totally worth it. Totally worth it. I don't care what.
Birthday present.
It really was. It was just like 100% for me. Like, I can't wait to play this in Modern. This is going to be so sweet.
I read an article about this card playing in the burn deck. Like,
yeah, it's fantastic. The card is too good, honestly. It's all three modes are relevant. Like, it's one of the few charms we've seen where, like, you're going to be doing all three regularly.
Like, I don't even know how much discussion you can have about this card, because who still has doubts at this point?
Yeah, nobody. I mean, if you have doubts, I don't even know. You shouldn't be playing Magic, I guess.
Like, all of these modes are going to be good at the best times that they're good. And, like, they're all going to win you the game.
Yeah.
You will double strike someone out, you will burn someone out, and you will counter that supreme verdict that will entail kill the person.
Yeah. Like, the card is fantastic.
This card wins games by itself, hands down.
Yeah.
Done.
Honestly, I actually even think it's better in older formats.
Yeah, this is definitely a modern playable card.
Yeah.
And I can, like, mono red and legacy is mono red.
Yeah.
Like, it can totally splash for white.
Yeah, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I do too. Like, the decks already play Flame Rift.
Yeah.
In the 75.
Yeah.
This is just a strictly better Flame Rift.
It is. Strict upgrade of Flame Rift. Like, you gain instant speed and you don't kill yourself. Like,
Yep.
Seems awesome.
Some of the other modes are a little less useful in Legacy, but...
Yeah, because you're not playing a lot of dudes in Legacy Burn.
And Indestructible doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah.
Double Strike sometimes might be cool, but...
Probably the 4 damage is going to actually be more.
I would love to, like, Double Strike the Ball Lightning.
That'd be gross.
That'd be pretty cool.
Or Double Strike the guy we're going to talk about pretty soon, which is kind of like Ball Lightning.
Yes, that's oh god.
That's pretty gross.
It's a good way to spend 6 mana.
Yeah, so Boros Charm, awesome. Everybody knows it. Can't wait to play it in Zoo. I think Zoo becomes a deck again, honestly, especially with Bloodbraid kicking the bucket. Still sad about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, next up, Firemane Avenger.
I feel like this guy could be constructive.
Yeah, he's like this close. The battalion thing is like...
The battalion mechanic is this close.
Yeah, like it's just, I don't know. The effect is my favorite one. Like, Lightning Helix?
Yeah, obviously. If you can trigger battalion on this guy, like you're doing well.
Yeah.
The battalion mechanic feels as good as Boros Charm is. Like, if you have your Boros Charm, your battalion's great. No. And if you don't have it, then if you don't have Boros Charm, then your battalion's very meh. Because then you like always attack unfavorably or like throw your guys into the wind, which is the reason why Friendly Medic is awesome too.
Yes. Yeah. If the battalion deck becomes a deck, it will be because of Frontline Medic and Boros Charm, and then makes Firemane Avenger playable. Right.
As of right now, battalion feels like a Naya mechanic. Like you play it with other creatures or other strategies, not by itself. It's a support.
Yeah, it's not an all-in thing.
It's a support strategy. It's not strong enough to live on its own.
Yeah. And this would have to be a more aggressive Naya deck too. It's not this wouldn't be the traditional like mid-range Naya that I play.
Right.
Because you don't always have 3 guys.
Like Naya humans.
Yeah, I could see Naya humans, or even like a lower cost, like try to get like Experiment 1.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Experiment 1.
You know, maybe your mana base is good enough now, you can actually play Stranglegeist, like lower that curve.
Yeah, I'd be cutting Changing the Parish, because like if you're bringing things like Experiment 1 and Stranglegeist, they're not really humans anymore, and Experiment 1's better in that situation. Yep. Because then like everything's going to make it huge.
Right. So a card to watch that has a very powerful effect.
Has potential.
You know, it's 3/3 flyer for 4, which is good. We've seen that before. Like Olivia is, you know, that power and toughness.
Restoration Angel does eat it.
Does eat it? Yes.
So it's worth considering.
Yeah, that is relevant. He always has to pass the 3/4 test.
Yes, for a 4 mana flyer, that is.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Olivia wins those fights because you just ping.
Yeah, Olivia's also really good. You think it's like a Dega mid-range?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, God, that's a aggro I would play.
It'd be sweet.
Yeah. Next up, we have Fortress Cyclops. I kind of like this guy, too.
Yeah, he is pretty good. He's limited card only.
He's an uncommon, which I think is like really strong.
Yep.
Like really in his favor.
Yep. It's an interesting like set of abilities. It's like he's aggressive when he's attacking and he's defensive when he's defending.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they made him a pseudo 6/6, but didn't make him a 6/6.
Right.
He's not that good.
Yeah. I definitely like his aggressive side more.
Yeah. Usually you want to be on the attacking phase, but if you have to reverse gears and start playing D, he plays D very well.
Right. I agree.
So pretty straightforward. Not a lot to say, but he's good.
Yeah, good card.
He also is carrying the Boros banner quite liberally.
So, it's a wonderful loincloth.
Yeah. Next up, we have one of the pre-release cards, Foundry Champion. Meh.
Yeah, this is very mad to me. It does kill something, or like hopefully kill something.
Yes.
And that's generally removal, and like people definitely played 5-mana and 6-mana removal spells.
Yeah.
In the past, so this one just has a body attached to it. So like I think he's pretty sweet, but he is a rare.
Yeah, I don't think he sees constructed.
No, definitely not.
He's a bond unlimited.
Yeah,
but he's not good enough to be in standard.
Right. I agree, 100%.
That's pretty much it. I mean, like the ideal situation is you're gonna like Restoration Angel him and like just keep blowing stuff up. But it's
so much mana.
It's not gonna happen. It's like 6 mana.
Yeah, to get in that position, you got hoping on that.
I'd rather like blink my Huntmaster and like do it that way.
Yeah.
So next up we have Martial Glory, which is like the super giant growth. So you can like split it. You can do like all kinds of little tricks.
Right. Yeah, I like this card.
This is like a really sweet combat trick in my opinion.
Yeah, it goes every way you want it to go.
Right. You can like give the guy that gets through the +3/+0, and then give the guy that got blocked that is naturally would have died the +0/+3 to save him.
Yeah, I like this card.
Yeah, it's a really cool combat trick. I had too many of these in my Boros deck. Actually, I had to cut them. Like I had 3.
Oh.
So like I actually cut one. Yeah, it was like weird that I had 3, but
yeah,
it was very good.
And it's common, so it's pretty.
Yeah,
you're gonna see it a lot.
That explains why it comes up that much.
Yeah. Next we have Orzhov, a veteran.
Minotaur guy.
Yep. He gets double strike with battalion trigger.
A little weaker in my opinion in terms of the like battalion guys.
I kind of like him because like if you can trigger battalion, he's like very good. Like we've talked about how like 3-power first strikers are generally pretty awesome and limited.
Yeah, but like it has that same problem that all the battalion guys have though. It's like
yes,
they're good if you can trigger battalion.
Yes, and they're like very bad when you lose battalion.
Yes, so if we think of him, if he doesn't have battalion, he's a 4-mana 3/1, which is bad.
Right, it's very bad. The reward for playing was really high because like he pushes a lot of damage and he's really difficult to block.
Yeah, and anytime you have double strike, you have to pay attention. It's really powerful. It does a lot of damage, especially if you maybe have a couple Blood Rush guys on the red side.
Yeah,
his value could be better.
Unfortunately, I think I agree with you in the risk for playing him is too high as well.
Pretty high, yeah.
A 3/1 is never going to pull you out of a situation. Next we have Sky Knight Legionnaire, a reprint.
It is a reprint, exact reprint. New artwork.
Yeah, no, the artwork's not good at all.
Go dig out your Ravnica ones and play those. If I see you playing those, I will tell you to not play them because it's that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But the card itself,
I'm very mad on the card.
It's awesome and limited.
Yeah,
I'll take it in limited all day long.
Mm-hmm.
No longer good enough to see constructed play.
Very good with battalion, though.
It is good with battalion.
Your third creature.
Yeah, it gives you instant speed way to get it.
Right.
I mean, not instant speed, a haste way to get it.
It's definitely what battalion needs, a haste.
Yeah, they definitely like some
trigger.
haste guys. Yeah, it's just not that exciting.
Nope. Was he common last time around?
I think so. I'm not positive, though,
honestly.
honestly.
Well, he's definitely still common.
Yeah.
I can see picking up like multiples of these, though, it being pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, flyers are just still good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Next card we have is Spark Trooper.
So the guy we referenced earlier.
Another risk versus reward creature, and I think the reward is very worth the risk.
Disagree. I think he sucks.
Think he sucks?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Again, he has the same Hellrider issue. Like, why wouldn't you just rather play Hellrider?
That's exactly my argument.
But the thing is, like, the decks that play Hellrider are typically black, and they play Aristocrat as well as Hellrider.
Right.
Like, why can't this be your Aristocrat?
So you're saying play Hellrider plus this guy?
Yeah. You just have like a really mean top curve.
Yeah, maybe, but I feel like the Boros deck is going to be human based to be the best, and if that's the case, you don't want to have a bunch of non-humans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just generally don't like these ball lightning type guys. They only do one thing and then they're gone.
Yeah, but this is the one thing like twice as good as ball lightning.
Oh yeah, granted, the lifelink is a change of pace. We've never seen.
Yeah, it's a 12-point swing.
Right.
Whereas ball lightning is just a 6-point swing.
Right. It's.
I like this guy in like potentially like again like a Boros burn deck, like a Boros charm burn deck.
Okay.
Where this guy like helps top of your curve. He definitely punishes draws that can't deal with him, or people who don't have enough removal. Yeah. And that's where all the reward comes in, because I feel like you're going to encounter that much more often than people who will have an answer for him.
I have 2 words for you. Tragic Slip.
Is it going to make a comeback?
I think so.
Well, if this guy gets played, I definitely agree.
Yeah. So
it's a 100% perfect answer.
Or Deathwind for 1, so 2 mana.
Deathwind's looking better and better.
Yeah, Deathwind might actually see some play.
I might actually put one of my side.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He's cool. I think he's flashy, and I think people will like latch onto him early. But I don't think he will be playing.
He does die to all the same hate that Hellrider dies too.
Yeah, I just don't see him.
Well, except ultimate price.
Except ultimate price, which whatever. Yeah. So as I was saying, I think you'll see a lot of play right away because he's cool and people like these kind of cards. But give it a month, and I think it'll drop off.
All right. Sure.
That's my prediction.
Sure.
Sun Home Guildmage, so the Boros Guildmage.
It's like okay.
Not as good as the Gruul one.
No, not as good. Probably tied with the Orzhov one in a limited environment.
Yeah, I can see that.
4 mana to put a 1/1 red and white. So it does have haste. All right, I guess 4 mana is like okay.
It gives you something to do late game when you're kind of flooded.
Mm-hmm.
Put a couple guys in.
Yeah, and then you give them all +1/+0.
I do like the first ability. Seems the most relevant, especially in a Boros deck.
Yeah.
Because it gives your team +1/+0.
Make the unfortunate trades that you might have to suffer a little bit better.
Right. Yeah, you can trade up.
Yeah, and it's a good mana sink later, like giving everything like maybe like +2/+0 or +3/+0.
Yeah.
Can get pretty crazy. Yeah, I think this guy's fine in a Boros limited strategy.
Constructive?
No.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
So then we have True Fire Paladin.
The second Boros Guildmage.
Yeah, kind of.
It's a little weird to me that they printed this. Both at like uncommon too.
Yeah, both uncommon, both 2/2s for 2.
They probably could have pushed True Fire a little bit and made it a rare.
Yeah.
Just to get it out of the same spot as the Guildmage.
I agree.
Overall, he's pretty like okay. He takes too much mana to make work efficiently.
I like him in limited quite a bit.
Yes. Sorry. Constructed talk.
Yeah, he's not constructed. He's not constructed.
No. And limited, he's okay. I like him. I think I like the Guildmage better, just because he like helps everybody. Whereas the True Fire is like very selfish.
Yeah, I don't see one getting cut over the other though. Like if I have both, I'm playing both.
Yeah, I agree.
They're both at the very worst of both bears.
I'm glad Boros has like these 2-drop guys.
Yeah,
to, like help them curve out a lot better.
And speaking of 2-drop guys,
Wojciech Halberdiers.
Yet another 2 mana, but this guy is a 3/2.
Yes,
he's the most aggressive Boros guy.
I really like this battalion guy. Like he's like the Minotaur that got double strike, except he just gets first strike.
Yeah.
And has the same power, half the mana cost.
Right.
Which is like enormous.
Yeah, this guy is where you want to be with Boros. Mm-hmm. If you know you're in Boros, this guy becomes amazing in multiples. You just want to snap these guys up.
Yeah, battalion triggers that make it so your guys don't die are good.
Yeah, very good. And he comes down so early that the first strike becomes very relevant and very hard to very hard to block.
And he's like super aggressive, like being a 3/2 for 2.
3/2 for 2 is really
this
really
guy
good.
Pumps a lot of damage.
He's almost Watchwolf. With like a new extra ability, like you lose the toughness, but you gain the potential first strike. That's worth it.
That seems good to me. Next up we have Arrows of Justice. Good removal.
Yeah, solid removal for limited. I don't think this is constructed.
Nope.
It's possible. I mean, it's 4 damage to attacking or blocking creature.
What are you talking constructed?
Yeah, like it's a decent answer to Hell Rider. It's a decent answer to Aristocrat if they don't have a guy.
Right, but Aristocrat just gets indestructible. Like it dodges all the same removal.
Yeah. If they have another guy,
yeah.
I'm saying like in the white red, it's kind of unique. If you're playing that color, or say you're playing a mono white deck.
I like Thunderbolt better.
Well, yeah, okay. What if you're just in mono white though? Which I don't know why you're playing mono white, but I'm saying like
I don't know. Isn't Smite better?
Smite might be better
because like you do have to like trigger it, but it's much more of a better solution. And it's Smite's exile, right?
I'm not sure. I think it's destroy.
Okay, well, I think Smite's better if you're really, really trying to make something like that work.
Yeah, it's definitely cheaper. It's a third of the cost.
There's like I guess you can play mono white control, but then you're like going into Orzhov cards, obviously, and they have better answers.
Right.
So you're looking to play that in an aggressive deck, and 3 mana is too much to spend.
Right. I don't really love this artwork either. It's one of the weaker pieces in the set, in my opinion. It's just very vanilla.
Yeah, I agree. Like I'd rather just like get hit or like chump away with the guy and brimstone them with Morbid.
Yeah, of course. You can't compare it to like straight up actual burn spells.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what it's trying to be. It's just a limited card to me.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just trying to.
That's fine.
Argue for sake of argument.
I do the same thing.
Next one though, definitely constructed guard.
Boros Reckoner. Yeah, I feel like this card can make lots of waves. People are playing this in Naya.
This card is really awesome.
Yeah, it does. 100% playing this in Naya.
It does everything you want it to, pretty much.
Yeah, especially when you curve it on turn 2 with Pilgrim.
Oh god.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no Temple Garden. Yeah. Shocklands.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, this guy's pretty good. It's what was the Spite Mare?
Spite Mare, yeah. This guy's like way better.
Yeah, this is the same effect as Spite Mare. Is the same size?
No, Spite Mare was a 2/4.
Really? It seems kind of weird.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It was a 3/3. It was a 3/3. Yep.
So same size as Spite Mare, except this gets first strike.
Yeah, it was 4 mana, 2 colorless, and then 2 hybrid.
Yeah, this just gets first strike.
Yeah, when you want it, which I like.
Right.
On this effect.
Yes.
Because, sometimes you want it to take damage to redirect the damage.
I agree.
But sometimes you want to kill a Thragtusk.
Yeah.
And you just slap some first strike
on
that guy.
This card is very, very good and will see constructive play in some form or another.
I don't see how it won't.
I like that he's all red hybrid too, so you can play this in a mono red strategy.
Yeah, mono red, he's going to see play. White, he's going to see play. Night, he's going to see play.
I wonder if this is better than Fireheart Wolf.
I don't know, that's tough. Because, so you're going to take the same spot as Fireheart Wolf, but the turn that you untap with them, with the Fireheart Wolf in play, you can attack with everybody.
Right.
With this in play, you really can only attack with him.
Right, but it's like super hard to deal with because
the Thragtusk is going to eat your other guy. Or other guys, eventually.
I guess so. I mean, but he's just like a 3/3 with the Spite Mare effect, like...
Yeah, they're not going to block him. That seems, a really...
Yeah, well then that's free 3 damage.
Yeah.
Which is really what all the Power Art's going to push to anyway. Because he's not doing any damage himself, he's just a 1/1.
Yeah, 1 or 2 at best.
Yeah, like, I think this card's definitely worth testing, and I expect it to pass the test. Like
I do too. I don't think this is fantastic.
This card will be played.
Now, also think of the removal test right now. Does not tie to ultimate price. Does not tie to burn easily. Because go ahead and burn my guy. Take 3.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
So you're back on the murder Deathwind plan.
Mm-hmm. Deathwind.
Yeah, Deathwind and murder, man.
Deathwind.
That's where it's at. Coming up.
Yeah. Next we have, lastly we have Shattering Blow. This is for standard without Innistrad.
You think?
Yes, because we have Ancient Grudge.
Oh, I see. When you're saying, like, once Grudge rotates.
Yeah, there's no way that this is ever going to be better than Ancient Grudge.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. So this is for when we don't have Ancient Grudge, in my opinion.
Yeah, and if we're talking that far ahead, they'll have printed another artifact removal.
Yeah, there'll probably be something in the course that like smelt again or something.
Yeah,
something that's even more efficient.
I just don't see this. Almost this was like a waste of a slot. Like there's not a ton of powerful artifacts in this set in Ravnica as well. So like it's granted it's a common slot, and they wanted another hybrid card. So
there are more powerful artifacts that you'd want to hit in older formats.
Yeah.
That are worth exiling.
Yeah.
But 2 mana doesn't seem like it's going to do the job. Like, chances are there's much better solutions for much cheaper.
I agree. So that was Orzhov and Boros. So we'll be back with the last 2 guilds and the artifacts and lands in the final bonus review tomorrow.
Thanks for watching.
See ya.